It is day 28 of my commitment for you guys to do a mental health walk and talk for the entirety of June. Whack it up on my YouTube, whack it up on my socials with no attachment to it. Full disclosure, I'm not walking. I've had a busy day in the sun, busy weekend in the sun, and I'm actually sat on my girlfriend's bed. She's gone to pick her daughter up. I've hit all my numbers, but I want to stay committed to do this. So for those of you that watch it tonight, it is a Sunday, and there'll be a lot of people sat down now, maybe kick the arse out of it this weekend. Too little movement, too much alcohol, too much junk food, and they're sat there going, I've got to do something this week. Okay, now before we look ahead, I always like to really reflect on a Sunday, get my clients to reflect too, because it's very easy to sit there full of beer, full of junk food, full of self-hatred because you've overdone it again, and whatever you get up to is up to you, and then go, right, this week I'm gonna go really hard, I'm gonna eat really clean, I'm gonna up my steps and all that jazz, when actually I think right now it's a time for reflection. That's why when I do my Monday night calls with the guys, we always reflect on last week and then we make a plan moving forward. Because reflection is where you can go, oh, well, what worked and what didn't? You know? Why did I kick the arse out of it so much on the weekend? Was it because, there was social stuff? Okay, so if there was social stuff going on, could I have planned better in the week? Could I have done more movement in the week? Could I have reduced my calories in the lead up to it? Because ultimately, if you sat there going, oh, I've had enough, I just feel like shit, I'm going into another Monday, I'm going to do this. Reflect. Because this is what I want you to know. Quite often, you don't need to jump from plan to this diet to this diet. Very rarely is it the diet or the training plan that's done you a dirty. Unless, of course, it was too aggressive, which can be the case. Quite often, it's nothing to do with either. It's the fact that life got in the way. You had a busy day. You were tired. One of the kids kept you up. You had an unexpected bill in the post. Your boss asked you to work late. None of these things have got anything to do with a nutrition or training plan. However, it had an effect on it. So quite often I'll say to clients, well, what went wrong last week before we start and try something completely new? What went wrong last week? Right, let's sit with that. Oh, it was work stress. Okay, cool. Are you likely to have work stress again? Yeah. Right, okay, so maybe we should look at a stress management thing rather than going, oh, that didn't work for me. Because quite often it's not that the training or nutrition didn't work, it's just that you didn't stick to it because something else sent you off on a poor trajectory. This is why I'm a massive fan with clients of saying to them, look, if you miss a gym session, don't worry about it. Or, if you don't quite hit your steps one day, up them the next day. Because I've seen people come into my world, and they're like, I want 3 workouts a week. And I'm like, when was the last time you went to a gym? Oh, years ago. Okay, I'm going to give you 2 workouts a week. No, I want 3. I want 3 workouts. I'm like, yeah, but you haven't been in a year. What if I just give you 2, 1 upper body, 1 lower, and you can just do them on rotation. And I see people coming in, right, I want this habit, I'm going to do this amount of steps, I'm going to intermittent fast till this time, I'm going to do this, I'm doing that. I'm like, whoa, dude, let's just take a pause and see what you've been up to recently, because people are coming in, they're setting the bar so high, they're doomed to fail. Okay? And I always see this, it's like the people that have been the most off the wagon will set themselves the most harebrained, almost like a prison sentence program. And I've seen it. It's like people do it in the new year. I've been guilty of it. Right, in the new year, that's it. New year, new me. I'm gonna go so hard, man. I'm not gonna even have chewing gum because it's like it'll give me an insulin spike. I remember years and years ago, It's like I was worried about chewing gum in case it spiked my insulin. I don't know what courses I was going on, and led to fat storage. But we all do these things. There are people that be sat there watching this now, and listen, I'm all for people having a crack with their health and fitness, but I'm all for people reflecting, because again, like, if you've got unaddressed behaviors which are a reaction to life, you could be sat there now, you could have all your Tupperware packed for tomorrow, you could have your gym kit washed and in a bag, you've got mineral water chilling in the fridge. And by the way, if you've done all those things, great, I'm all about preparation. But come midweek, you might have a long day, you might have some stress, and then the default is to self-sabotage. And then, well, I've had a bad day, I can't start anything now until next week. Okay, so upon reflection, everything was going well. Wasn't the training program, the nutrition program was fine, but you had a stressful day Thursday and you sacked it all off. You thought, sod it. You had a load of pints, you had a Domino's pizza, and then you went, sod it. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I'll kick the arse out of it. And I'll start again then on the Monday. I often say, like, if you drop your phone and crack your screen, would you just stamp all over your phone until it's in pieces? No, you pick it up and go, the screen's cracked. Bit of a nightmare. Does it still work? Oh, yeah, actually, if I just get that to my mate who does the repairs for 50 quid for the screen, I could patch that up tomorrow. Great. You mean I don't have to, like, smash it up and then get on the blower to my phone provider and wait for a brand new one? No, you don't. You can patch it up, and this is the key. We're all very forward thinking, aren't we? I absolutely love reflection. Reflection is, I mean, when I had my CBT therapy 10 years ago, do a lot of reflection over your life to see where your behaviors come from. Because a lot of us just think they're the norm, and we're just controlled by those behaviors, don't even realise we're doing them. And then we're sat there every Sunday night going, oh, I might do high rocks, or I might get back into running, or I might do this. And it's all, at the root cause, we will come up with, maybe you want to do those things, right? But maybe you would decide to do those things if you were kind of doing those things already. A lot of people will go, oh, well, that's it, I need to start running. Well, actually, you're 20 kilos too heavy at the minute. Right, I'm going to do a high rocks. You know, you want to do high rocks, you haven't stuck to the gym like once a week for a year. Great intentions, but why not let those things kind of flow when you're already in a rhythm? People will go, I need to do that. That's it. I need to do that. That will keep me, that will keep me lean. No. What will keep you lean is reflecting and going, all right, yeah. So Thursday when I went to the pub, nothing to do with the gym, was it? Nothing to do with the nutrition plan. That was all going fine. It was a reaction to something that happened at work. And, you can go through, and I'm talking to my old self here. You can go through training program, nutrition program, training program, and you will not stop the cycle of sabotage until you address your shortcomings. I always say tiredness is my biggest thing. That is a battle. I'm openly talk about that every day to my clients. If I'm tired, I'm in trouble, right? So when I have a day where I'm really tired, I will overeat. That happened yesterday. Why do I get tired? Well, I have ADHD. I love my job, so I don't find working a problem. I will quite often work on a Saturday and a Sunday because I enjoy it. And my son will be at jiu-jitsu around the corner, so it works. I'll go in early. So I've then got the days with the kids. I'm always on my laptop doing stuff. I'm grateful now that I've got a partner who is in exactly the same industry as me and gets it. She's exactly the same. She's got her own business too. And we're both on the same page. Very hard for previous partners to understand that. And then I'm like, I want him to train. Oh, my client wants me to train. I'll train. Oh, my son wants to go for a bike. I'll do that. I find it very, very hard to rest apart from when I go to sleep. And then guess what? Poof, tiredness hits me. Yesterday, felt like a bit hit by a bus. About 4,000 calories. So thankfully, I pulled them back today. But I know these things, and yet I'll still allow myself to get tired because I find it very hard to do nothing. And I'm aware of that. My danger is tiredness. My danger when I'm tired is I'll overeat, and I'm aware of that. I can deal with stress. Touch wood, pretty much been self-employed in my life. And again, another danger is if I have alcohol, I will overeat. So if I'm tired, I'll overeat, and I quite often get tired because I overdo it. And then if I have alcohol, I will overeat because my discipline just completely goes. So so those are my danger areas, but I'm aware of them. And I didn't used to have that awareness. I just thought, why do I keep failing? And it was only through CBT that I had that awareness. And even though it's hard every day, you're like, oh, maybe you shouldn't have trained as tough today, you shouldn't have done that, shouldn't have done that, that's going to bite you on the ass. I still find it hard not to do that. But what are your danger areas? Like, what is it? Is it stress? Is it work? Because those two things go hand in hand, right? You're not going to be able to not work or not have the stress that comes with work. So we need to maybe look at stress management as a way for not going off piste. We maybe need to look at putting the bar a little lower. Remember watching a great video with Jordan Peterson, and somebody said to him, why do people fail in life? He said they set the bar too high. And then when they can't adhere to the high barrier entry, they then feel they failed. I see it all the time. Give me 3 workouts a week, Tregs. I'm going to do intermittent fasting. I'm going to do OMAD. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. Whoa. Why can't you just do 2 workouts a week on rotation? Why don't we just up your steps a little bit? You're going to be with me for 3 months. We'll just play with that and just go up. And then we fail. So I really want you to think about this week, because you probably don't need a new training plan. You probably don't need a nutrition plan, a new one. If you've been off the wagon, I don't really like that word, but kicking the arse out of it all weekend, you know, you're probably sat there now thinking about doing something really extreme. I know, I've been that guy. You just need consistency for beyond 3 to 5 days, and that includes the weekend. So reflect on what worked, reflect on what didn't work, build a plan, and then look ahead. You got boozy weekend next weekend? Okay, plan for it. Up your steps in the week, reduce your calories leading up to it, make room for it. Don't just write it off and go, oh, I just can't do it on the weekend. Everyone, you know, have a beer on the weekend. Do what you want on the weekend. Do what you want anytime. But if you're going to do that and you want to lose weight, you've got to think. You've got to think about it. Because quite often, to sign off, it ain't your training, it ain't nutrition. It's the fact you can't stick to it because you're being controlled by sets of behaviours that you've learned and are a go-to when life gets stressful. I hope this helps. Let me know if it does. Cheers.